Now, there's a lot of talk about volcanoes at the moment. I'm getting a picture of a volcano. You have the potential to be like a volcano of love, where it's all just spewing out everywhere. There's love just bursting out into this world. So, this is what it is. This is the message.
Hi, thanks for coming and joining me today. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. When you subscribe, click the notifications bell and then you will know about my next video. Alright, let's get on with it. Here's the reading.
Hello, this is Leeloo Jane, and I just got a little flip of perfectionism from the cards I'm shuffling. I'm just doing a reading for the world. I've called in my light family angels and my greater extended light family, and Mother Mary and Yeshua, Miriam, to come and join me in a reading and a video, which I haven't done for a while. I've been very quiet doing my own balancing, healing, upgrading and integrating. And you've been integrating too, absolutely no doubt. All of us have been integrating and upgrading. Some of us will find it harder and resistant. Some of us will go with the flow. One of the key points I've found in my process I've been going through is to let go. I've had to let go, and my whole life pushed me to let go. Everything was about letting go, and my experiences shifted because I learnt to let go. And if you've had a hard life, a difficult life, you actually become a person who has trouble letting go and just releasing the concern about, is everything going to be okay? I'm responsible. I have to make it work. I have to be responsible for what happens in my life. How am I going to make sure this works out for me and for those around me? And a little bit of overcaution can slip into our lives. I think that can happen to a lot of us, a lot of women. It can happen to us, and especially when you become under a lot of pressure and you find yourself trying to be everything for everyone, make everything work, look after everybody, smile while you're doing it, and look cool while you're doing it, look like you're not worried and stressed, and spread yourself across everything, cover everything, while the world becomes more chaotic and more distracting and more challenging, and you're trying to also work out what is the right path when what used to be the right path no longer looks quite so secure as it used to be in regard to so many things in our life. Everything is getting reframed, represented, truths and new aspects of things in our lives that we took for granted as a part of our safety scaffolding of making everything work now have questions over them, and we have to look at them again, and our extent of how much our responsibility goes out could become really intensely broad, and like, oh, now I've got to worry about this, now I have to research that, now I've got to rethink this. And that's where a lot of us are, especially women. I think men are a little bit more easygoing and laid back, and women are more trying to make everything work and feel responsible for everything. I think that's a lot of the case. Of course, there are some men who are also going to be like that, but I think it's a woman's problem. It's one of our characteristics that's a challenge to us that we have to overcome and learn how to work with. And of course, we all know all the issues that are smacking us in the face without me having to go into them. And so some will be more important to others than issues that are important to me, and vice versa. So that's what we've all been going through. At the same time, while the world is presenting you with a million distractions, challenges, and reasons to be highly focused and intensely focused on something earnestly as if it's very important, which I'm not saying they're not important, but at the same time, the thing that cures this world, the thing that helps us branch across to the paradigm we want for the normality we're looking for, is our own personal development, our own ability to be calm, to integrate without the emotional reaction. to respond without the emotional reaction, to let go of our past programmings of reactions, whatever that uniquely is for each individual person. And the upgrades and integrations that have been coming through our beautiful sun, Source has been sending his energy, which is coming from the galactic center, which comes from a bigger connective center. So this is a universal upgrade of our universal great mother, the universe body that we live in. We are all cells of her, little sparks of light from within her synaptic integrated membrane of her mind body experience. We are little synaptic sparks of light, and we are a part of her whole growth and development and her integration. And not one little spark of light is more important than the other. That's what I do know. So don't feel, when I say little sparks of light, don't feel belittled by it, because of course we're talking about a universe that we can't even fathom the extent of her magnitude. And yes, we call her a her. We talk about her. This is the universal God mind we're talking about, because she creates life and she is the one who births everything. So from that function of femininity, we call her a her. Of course, she isn't a woman like we are, or a man, but she is a mother, a creator of life. So that's why we use that language, which suits us in the third density, because we cannot visualize the greater density levels of who and what she is, can we? So we work with our symbolism that works for us. So most certainly a grumpy old man with a beard sitting in a chair is certainly not a very good picture of a being that creates life on a continual and constant basis, does it? That would be the woman birthing, wouldn't it? So that's why we go there. And that's what my guides, that's the angels, that's Mother Mary, that's Yeshua, that's my Arcturian and Andromedan family of light. All that's the way we all approach it. So I feel a lovely consensus there. So I didn't make that up. It's what I received. Oh, little sideline, all the gender stuff. Now, what we need to do is find within ourselves the peaceful place in which we recognize our upgrading and our integration of that, and celebrate it, and realize we do create our paradigm unfolding. The world can be fabulous. We can look at it like it's not and enjoy it as an awful place, or not, however we want to experience that, whatever gives us satisfaction, or we can look at it as something wonderful and beautiful. And remember, the great body of our earth, our feminine earth mother, is just not the great universal mother who creates life on a continual and constant basis as well, is still beautiful. She's still here. She's still ours. We're still hers. We emanated here to be a part of her being. So that's not bad, is it? That's pretty cool. She's lovely. Yes, she is going through an upgrade like everything else. Now, what does it mean to have an upgrade? We're having an upgrade. The Earth's having an upgrade. The universe is having an upgrade. Every being in every density, which some will call dimensions, but a dimension is actually a geometric term for a line. So density is more of a multi-density expression of it, which is about energy, frequency, wavelengths, and the frequency levels of life. So that's the best way for us to describe it. Now, I just got a card come out. I am going to use cards because they are a wonderful fifth density way of communicating. That's the truth of it. That's why we're using cards, okay? Not because we're all woo-woo and mystical, but because they're just a jolly good tool. It gets to our imagination and it gives us a direct, individual, unique communication point that suits our individual mind. When I show you these cards, your own mind, your own higher self will work with that image to express to you in your mind the best way that suits you as an individual, and the message becomes your own personal message. That's why they're so good. So don't worry about it. They're just images. Okay, so multi-density communication is image, thought, feeling, panoramic movies, music, visions. It's everything. That's multi-density. So these little cards are your little intro to multi-density. So we're using the Archangel Gabriel deck today, and Archangel Gabriel and Mother Mary really work with me a lot, and I'm very grateful, of course. And Archangel Gabriel particularly has a closer relationship with me. Archangel Michael has worked with me a lot. Archangel Uriel, Raphael is coming in more nowadays, and I have other beautiful angels that have come as well and helped me with different things. So there's never a closed door when it comes to help and angels and light, and also your light beings of higher frequency, higher density, which are all on the service to others, service to all unity pathway, which is important to note. I will say, just because beings are of a higher frequency than the third density doesn't necessarily mean they are all lovely good guys. Now, there are some densities above third density that are still in the dualistic phase of existence and experience. Now, when you have dualism, you have good and bad. So we have to remember that. So we can have some guides that are coming from the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 14th. Then they can be a higher density, and they are through with the whole dualism thing. But when you get anything 3rd, 4th, 5th and lower 6th, you are still working in dualism, and you can get good and bad. You must always state clearly who and what you wish to engage with and the level you want to engage with, because you make the engagement happen. You are the one dialing up, so to speak, and you have to make sure you don't just let anybody talk to you, as you wouldn't out on the street just let anyone start to give you advice, would you? You have to realize that the spiritual world is just like walking in the streets of New York, and there's all sorts of different people. You certainly can't let everybody start to be your personal guide, can you? So that's how you have to view it. Choose who you engage with and make your declaration about who that is, the quality of person, what kind of energy they come from, and what their intent is for you. And I always say, with my higher self's permission and approval, because if I can't see who and what they are, my higher self can. So always your higher self is your best buddy. So the first card that's come out is Retreat. I'm going to put it up there because I probably will. I'll put some cards up nice and big for you. We'll see how I go. So Retreat is the first one, and that's taking time to integrate, as we were just talking about, integrating your upgrade, appreciating it, respecting yourself as you upgrade, and allowing yourself to become more than you were before, and accepting that of yourself. You're changing and growing, becoming more of your fuller self. Now, one of the ways to know this is there have been in your many lives that you've experienced, or as they like to say, you are experiencing at this point in time exactly at the same time, because it's a spiral of everything happening at once, which is a little hard for us to understand in third density, isn't it? Even fourth density has trouble with that one. So that's a lesson we will get a learning of as we grow and expand. But in the meantime, in your many lives, you have had experiences where you were in a contrived environment that persuaded you to give away power of yourself, give away fractals of your energy, that you had to do it, that you have to save others, that you have to give to others, you must sacrifice, you must serve, you must give. Even in this life, there's a lot of that going on. Now, that means a little part of you is given away. You start to feel incomplete and unbalanced over your time. Now, it doesn't matter when and where it happens. the emanation of you in the other timelines of past, it doesn't matter. It's all connected. It's all your soul. And you can call your fractals back. And what's happening right now is all your fractals are coming back to you to form one whole being in this present emanation right now. I know I tell you a lot of stuff. Just anything that's too out there, just let it fly by. And this is something you may revisit later, or maybe it sparks something later that you will understand, and a penny will drop, as they say. So the next card is ask for what you want. Put it over there in case I get to put the cards up for you. Ask for what you want. Right? Okay, 2 cards came out. Retreat. Take the time to meditate, contemplate, spend time with yourself. They're saying, the guides are saying, this is a channeled reading, by the way. They are with me. We have already made the little group space, which we're doing now. Go outside, get your shoes and socks off if you can, get your toes and feet on the ground, in the grass, and spend about 20 minutes or so out there if you can, just recharging, regrouping, recalibrating, calming and clearing. This is a good way for you to do this. You don't have to be a meditator to allow yourself to take a breath and recalibrate. But if you're an extremely busy person, it's a jolly good idea. Okay. And think about how you want the world to be. I think that's what I was saying. How are you emanating what you want? What do you want your life to be, this world to be? How do you want your perception of this world to be? We have to remember, it's all about perception, and the more positivity you put into your perception and how it's unfolding, the more positivity the matrix of our world can take that energy and keep on growing it. So if you keep thinking everything's doom and gloom, that's what it's got to work with. And the more of us who are doom and gloom is the more doom and gloom impression we're going to have. Of course, the people who think positively are going to have a different experience. If we can all rise together into a positive group experience, at least within a range of positivity, we can shift this whole world pretty quickly. And we can alter and change a lot of things that are happening. And actually, that is what has happened. That's the truth of it. Through what we've been through the last 4 or 5 years, we have grown and matured, and we are starting to take more personal responsibility for ourselves and more of our awareness and what we do and don't know. And I think there's a little bit of understanding involved in that other people are just people. They're not gods, they're not superior, they're just people, and people make mistakes. So we are owning our responsibility more in our daily life and how we live it and what happens. And that's a part of the whole process. And what you choose is becoming what you choose to make happen. And that's brilliant. That is absolutely fabulous. More and more people are doing that. I can see it. And I think if you think about it, you can see it too. And that's why the world looks like it could go crazy, but it's not going to go too crazy. There might be a little bit of stuff go on, but it's not going to get a good grip and embed itself. It's just going to be a flash in the pan, and it's going to come and go. Even if it's a big, nasty flash, it's still going to come and go, because there's more and more of us taking our light integration, taking our fractals of ourselves back in, becoming more whole, feeling more balanced, and allowing ourselves to accept the new you, accept the new me as it comes through. Accept it, okay? Mother Mary is with me, and you're in this reading here. Mother Mary has messages for you of asserting calm, support, and peace. And she would like you to know she's absolutely fabulous. She's so wonderful. You can ask for help, ask, pray for her. And you can call it praying, or you can call it talking with a loving friend who's ready to help you. How do you want to view it? Just she's there to help. Go with appreciation, kindness, as if you're going to a friend for help, and she will give you positive energy, support, and even if you don't hear her voice, her talking, if you can't feel her energy straight away, give it time. The more you talk to Mary, the more familiarity, the more openness you have in your mind, you'll start to feel her energy. And it's so reassuring. And she said, open your heart with love. Open your heart to love, right? That's the message. That's the core of this message. Open your heart to love and allow it to be and allow you to be, because you have an amazing amount. I'm getting a picture of a volcano. You have the potential to be like a volcano of love, where it's all just spewing out everywhere. There's love just bursting out into this world. So, this is what it is. This is the message. Volcanic lava and all the heat and the energy of a volcano is hidden underneath. It's down, locked down in the ground, locked down, and a volcano just suddenly goes, everything just gets let out of this locked down, suppressed way in the crust, and goes boom, out it comes. And you are going to have this volcano of love. This is what's coming for us, right? A volcano of love. Be ready for it. It's coming. For the volcano of love. We're all going to go, oh my gosh, and it might feel a little bit overwhelming. So don't be overwhelmed. Go, oh, okay, this is me taking my next step. Go with it and allow it. Experience it, okay? Experience it and allow it. Beautiful, beautiful. That's what's coming. Now, there's a lot of talk about volcanoes at the moment and predictions of volcanoes, and we are in a phase of the universal upgrading, which we're also in a what's called the galactic sheet. I don't remember all the terminology of everything. I don't talk about it all the time. It's this midline of the galaxy, and it's like a waving sheet of energy and dust. It's a bit like the equator of the galaxy, and we are in it. It's extremely energetic, high energy photon belt. And I remember hearing them talk about it some 10 years ago. I heard about scientists were worried how we were going to handle when the planet moves into this. They knew we were going into it, and we are now into it. Our whole solar system is into it, and our whole solar system is heating up. All the planets are heating up. All the planets are having more volcanoes going off, more big storms, more bad weather, more hurricane type stuff going, more cyclones, more everything. Like us, they are having it all. And they're changing colour. Some of the planets are changing colour. They're really heating up. And the scientists know, oh, I'm getting a storm coming over. NASA knows, so it's no secret. They've documented it. You have trouble finding it now, but they have. So the world, the thing about the whole concept of this volcanic eruption, the Earth's going to do some too. She's going to release energy, and it's energy from our last couple of thousands and thousands of years, maybe like 20, 30,000 years, is always build up, right? So this has got to go. This has got to be let loose, and that may happen. So she can't help that. She's not being mean. It's, it's like sometimes you've got to have a little bit of a release, and that's what we do too. And so you may as well. It's funny, we've got this storm coming overhead while we're talking about all this extreme weather. So you can watch the media and be aware of these things coming, okay? But during these times when there is a release, right, there's two things happening. There's the volcano of love energy of all of us in our personal evolution, and that's happening to the great Mother Earth as well. And then there's the physical emanation of that, which will be volcanoes and stuff like that, and shifting tectonics and things. And like for me, I've got a thunderstorm overhead rumbling, and storms and things like that. So you can watch the media and see that all coming to you. And I think what they're saying to me is that there's going to be quite a little bit of an epidemic of this stuff in the next year. That's coming for us, and we have to be aware of it, and we're going to be experiencing it. We'll be aware when it happens. They're saying, let you have a volcano of love, and I don't know if you pray, but it doesn't hurt to put your consciousness out there and send some positive intent to do that paradigm creation of helping others, securing safety, calm, and well-being for other people around the world, and it all comes straight back to you in a beautiful way. Don't forget that. So that's what they're letting me know. We got to think about that because it's a part of our real world. Rather than feeling miserable, depressed, and worried, oh no, the world's going to end. It's not. This is an upgrade. Rather than feeling helpless and hopeless, do the paradigm creation process and put your intent to work there, because you're a powerful, creative paradigm maker. And that is the happy news. The happy news is that you are, and everything will work out if we all get together and put our goodwill into our paradigm creation, send it out to the world, embed it in the matrix, give that to the matrix to reproduce with. We're in a reproductive matrix. It works with what we are thinking, feeling, and believing. And that's what it works with. What we believe is what we will create. That's how it works. So there's some weird stuff going on at the moment. It could get weirder if you want, but you could also take a little control here, and this is the way to control it. Not worry and lock down everything and feel like you've got to be the person who makes everything right. Control with your positive energy, control with your intent and what you invest in this world, in this universe. They said in this universe, what you invest in this universe, what we need to understand. You don't have to if you don't want to, but what you could understand is that we are in our third, fourth density. We are actually in bridging over to fourth. That's your next expansion level on your baseline. The third remains a part of our perception, but now we expand, like the little babushka doll getting bigger and bigger, those little nesting dolls, bigger and bigger and bigger. You are now expanding into the next level doll, right? So your perception and your awareness grows. And beyond that, there's more levels. We're not separate to all the higher densities. We're like the little one in the middle. We came from the third density, which is the little dolly in the middle. And then there's the next little nesting doll, babushka doll, the next one and the next one and the next one. We're all interacting. We're all within the one field. So what happens to us affects everybody else. So at the moment, in the past, our world has been a big drag on all the other densities. What a drag. What a little bad seed going on there. And that's why there is so much activity and helping energies and entities helping us to rise and get past it, because, and there's also the inner earth beings helping us. There's other societies within the earth, and that sounds a bit out there, doesn't it? But you can find out about that. There's lots out there about that. They also are helping us out on the surface to get ourselves in order, calm down, be calm, be cool, find your heart again, and override the programming that's been placed upon us, because we can. That's all there is to it. We can. We don't need med beds. We don't need anyone to do it to us. We have to do it to ourselves. And you could go and hop in a med bed and get all recalibrated, but if your programming is going to go back to what you knew before because you believe in that and you're hooked into it on your mind, you're just going to undo everything that happened. Illnesses and the way your body's evolving and happening is all related to your belief system. That's a big thing to say. I know that. I know it's hard to wrap your head around, and I know it's hard to say, oh, well, I can just change it like that. Well, it's about belief. How deep is that? That's what you have to understand. And then you have to add understanding. You have to add compassion, forgiveness, knowingness. There's a lot of self-healing, growing and repairing. It's like peeling off the skin of an orange and finding the goodness within. And we got to do that stuff. We've got to peel away the pain. We've got to peel away the negative talk about ourselves. We've got to peel away the disbelief and misbelief. They're more important than disinformation and misinformation. Disbelief and misbelief about ourselves, because that's where the nest of that negativity affects the world within each of us. there's my thunderstorm coming. Well, so that's our reading. Do we have any more, darling one? How exciting, a thunderstorm. Well, I don't have to water the garden. Now, they said, yes, one more card, success. We have had success. This video is a success. Now, I'm so glad to be sharing with you again, and I've been doing so much fixing of my own self, and I had a lot of fixing to do. I've had a life full of my life, my being, who I am, came into this life with a whole heap of sacrifice, burden and baggage, and a whole heap of past lives I had to fix things from in this life. And there's been a bit of that. And there's the whole idea of finding the balance and not being everyone's doormat, not being the one. And now it's about within oneself. You can't blame anybody else, for the way you relate to the world is the way the world will relate to you. You set the terms. So it's about breaking those beliefs, allowing yourself, forgiving yourself and forgiving others. And I don't think I'm the only one. I think I'm one of many who has got this paradigm. It was ingrained in us. It was bred into us. It was broken into us like breaking a horse. Over many lifetimes, it's been broken into us to be the giver, the supplier, the servitude person, the one who just has to sacrifice oneself for everybody else. And that's not quite balanced. And you've got to find the nice balance. So I've been working on that. And if you are doing the same, good on you. And where the guides are saying they're very proud of us for the inner work we're doing, the honesty with ourselves and the ability to just let go, relax, and just say it's okay, you know. And in this life, it's okay. And you can love everyone and let them go. You don't have to cling to everybody, and you can still love them. It's okay. You can still wish them well. It's okay. And you don't have to punish them or yourself or blame them or blame yourself, and you can be understanding, which is such a liberating thing. So that's what I've been working on. If you are too, please share. If you want to share in the comments, feel welcome to. And thank you so much. Please give me a little thumbs up and say, hey, that's okay, that's not bad. Thank you. And if you feel like it, and you can subscribe if you like, and I will try to make some more videos now, get back on my horse, let the mojo flow, and with your support I can keep on doing that, because it is a two-way street here, not a one-way street. Okay, thank you so much, and I wish you well. Bye.